We good? First day in the stadium, first day with pads on, sloppy, a little bit to be expected. First time we've had anybody on the teams have pads on since the bowl game. Our practice habits got to be better. On the ground too much. Got to learn to practice, stay on the ground. We should be really efficient. We didn't tackle today. We were just a thud tempo. We've got to be more efficient in our practice. We ran over today, as you all know. You've been sitting there waiting on us. So we got to be efficient. Still like our energy. I like our enthusiasm. I think we got to do a better job preparing for practice. This was the third straight day of install, and I thought it showed. We got to do a better job as coaches getting them ready, and players got to do a better job on their own getting ready. With that, I'll open it for questions.
The efficiency that you're talking about, is that them learning the drills, the things they need to do, or execution?
Yeah, both. I just didn't think we moved real well. First time we've had them do anything in the morning. I thought we were sluggish during the meeting, sluggish during our walkthrough periods, and I just didn't think we moved around very well. Maybe that's a little bit because we're going in the stadium, so a little bit of a different routine than we've had the first 2 days. But I just didn't think we moved around as well today as we had the previous 2.
How far away are you right now from getting to where you want to be in practice?
I don't really have a starting point, King, so it's hard for me to, this is the first time I've seen these guys in pads. So I don't know really how to answer that yet. Today wasn't good enough, but like I told them, we had some really strong individual efforts. But today wasn't good enough as a whole. Not totally surprised, because a lot of times, even with veteran football teams, if the first day you put in pads, especially in the spring, sometimes it is sloppy, so it takes a little bit of getting used to. And it was. So I'm not totally surprised, but we got to be better.
What individual guys stood out to you, if you don't mind?
Yeah, no problem. I thought McKivitz has had today and the first 2 days, him and Seals both. Excited about both those guys from a leadership standpoint as well. Defensively, Josh Chandler's a guy that has stood out. I thought that Pitts and Robinson both, they practiced a lot of energy. Assignment-wise, they're not where they need to be, but effort and energy, they're bringing something to the defense right now. Now we've got to get them better assignment-wise, and I think they will. It'll come.
Chase in center position, what are you seeing there?
Yeah, him and Mays both are getting reps with the ones at center right now. I think it's time for Chase. I think he's been, part-time player, played well at some points during his career, but I think it's time for it to turn the page. He's got leadership skills. He's snapping the ball well so far. I don't think we've had an errant. Now, as soon as I say this, it'll be bad. But we haven't had an errant gun snap. So both those guys have locked in a really good competition there.
A lot of guys are working with the ones. How much do you change, the ones throughout practice and get this guy some reps with the one, that guy some reps?
Well, we're trying. Really, because we don't have a depth chart yet. So the ones and twos are really fluid, and your offense is always going to be behind your defense at this point, just because, especially throwing the ball, because your timing's off. We're rotating a bunch of different quarterbacks. The quarterbacks and receivers don't have very good timing right now, so it's a little sloppy in that regard.
What did you see from the defense?
I thought there was some good and bad on both sides. The defense had a really good one-on-one period. We got to do a better job probably rushing the passer. But like I said, they're learning. I don't know if I'll have a really good answer of where we're at until after we scrimmage for the first time, but we've got a lot of work to do. I know that's evident.
Assignment-wise, okay?
Today you kind of hit, so we've installed now for 3 consecutive days. Probably offensively more so than defensively, guys were overwhelmed a little bit. Now some of that's because we haven't done as good a job preparing away from here as we need to. Defensively, same thing. That's just getting used to terminology, signals, all those type of things.
What is sort of the expectation for player homework mentally at this time of year?
Well, here's what it's about. It's about no different than when you're in class. It's about when you're in the position meeting, you treat it like a classroom. You take notes. You look at your notes. They have access. They have iPads. We have film available, usually about an hour after practice, and then go back and watch other clips. So it's really about studying, preparing, and not repeating mistakes. I'm okay if they mess it up. I'm good. Y'all heard me say that on the video. I want to fail up. I feel like failure allows you to grow, but you shouldn't have repeated things, especially consecutively in practice or back-to-back days.
The daily question when you see your quarterbacks, what do you think of their practice?
The quarterbacks today, and Some of it's because we're moving receivers around, but you know, we weren't as good as we needed to be at quarterback today. You know, and a lot of it's hard for a quarterback when you're rotating in. They're never getting more than 4 reps right now. So we're in the middle of this competition, but we weren't as good. We weren't as good as we needed to be today.
Do you miss 2-a-days?
Huh?
Do you miss 2-a-days?
I missed 2 days. Yeah. You know, we if they'd let us get 30 practices, then I feel a lot better about it. Probably not. But it's we're getting the most we can done. I mean, in the time frame that the NCAA allows us. And like I said, here's the deal: we got the rest of spring, 12 practice, whatever it is. We got all summer, 25 practice in the fall. We're going to get where we need to be.
What's the status of Brendan Ferns right now?
So he has not been medically cleared. Yeah, he's not been medically cleared. Anybody else?
When you're evaluating your players like that, is it as much evaluating individual periods now as it is team?
Well, it is. Here's the thing. It's about technique. You know, I always tell I've told our players and our staff, at this point in the spring, fundamentals is more important to me than scheme. Right? I always write it on the board. Fundamentals greater than sign than scheme, and that's where we're at. So yeah, we film everything. We evaluate their technique. Technique and effort to me are the most important things right now. The scheme piece, we got a lot. You know, we got a lot in on both sides. I think the more we rep it, the better they're going to get at it. But probably the most frustrating thing for me today was just I think our practice habits got to get better. We got some older guys that practice a lot of football, and we were just on the ground.
How do you cause that to happen?
You just show it to them on video. You know, they understand. Like, they're on the ground, they know they're wrong. They know they're wrong. You know, if you're not in a position to make a play, you shouldn't be diving, and all those type of things. So learn. All right, appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, guys.